Hi everyone, my name is Karina Patel, and today I'm going to be talking about the spacing effect. Have you guys ever experienced a time where we study so much information, but at the end we are not able to retain any of that information because we have read it very quickly and in a very short amount of time? This is called the cramming effect, and this effect contradicts the spacing effect. I think that it's important that all of us listen because we all can relate to the issue of cramming as we all have done it before. So, with the help of the spacing effect, we will effectively be able to understand and comprehend all the information that is being taught, and we can retain it for a longer period of time. After researching this topic, I have found that this effect helps people retain information effectively, and I have personally witnessed experiencing the spacing effect, and I definitely know that it helps a lot better than cramming the information. Also, the spacing effect helps me memorize information for a longer period of time. The spacing effect is important to utilize as individuals so that we can better understand the information and retain the information in our memory for a longer period of time. So, today I'm going to be talking about what the spacing effect is and how individuals can utilize the spacing effect. Also, I'm going to be talking about how corporations can use the spacing effect in some of their advertisements. And lastly, I'll be talking about the benefits of spacing effect. Now that we have a little bit of background on the spacing effect, I'm going to continue talking about the supporting evidence. So, my first point is about what the spacing effect is and how individuals can utilize the spacing effect. So, I found that the spacing effect demonstrates that learning is more effective when study sessions are spaced out. So, for example, teachers can include this technique in a classroom to help students by teaching a topic and then repeating it at a later time so that students can recall that the information was taught previously. For example, if a project is given to a student, they can use the information that they had learned previously to utilize it on the project so that they can remember and connect the information that they acquired. Also, the spacing effect helps students break down all the information that was being presented so that they can periodically study before the exam. When students cram, they do not really learn a lot, and this prevents students from remembering important information. While on the other hand, when students practice spaced studying, which is when you study like periodically, like once in a while, not everything at the same time, students are able to remember more for a longer period of time. Next, I will discuss how business corporations are using the spacing effect. One way that they're using the spacing effect is in advertising. So, we all have experience watching an advertisement once in our lifetime, and then the same advertisement comes up another day that we can recall what it is about. The key component for companies is that they deliberately keep the advertisements spaced out so that since they're not back to back, we remember it more. It also has been shown that when using the spacing effect for advertising, it is more effective to practice the on and off pattern, and this pattern allows the information to get encoded into the brain, which allows the people to remember more in the future about the advertisement or the product in general. Lastly, I will talk about the benefits of utilizing the spacing effect. From research, I have found that in a 2015 study, for example, researchers at York Study in Toronto found students spacing out a lecture and reviewing quizzes boosted their test performance. So, like I said previously, that studying periodically for an exam or even an assignment helps a lot because you retain a lot more information quicker and it stays in your memory for a longer period of time. Further research also shows that technique works for all ages of people. So no matter if you're 5, 7, 15, 25, they're all presented in the same way. So it shows that there was this one study I saw, and that it showed that there's different ages, and they all were presented with science lessons with 3 different schedules. There were mass, clumped, and spaced. The results revealed that spacing lessons out in the time resulted in higher generalization performances for both simple and complex concepts. Spaced learning schedules promote several types of learning. strengthening the implication of the spacing effect for educational practices and curriculum. To sum up, I have mentioned what the spacing effect is and how individuals can use the spacing effect, how corporations use the spacing effect in their advertisements, and what the benefits of the spacing effect are. From this information, we can conclude that the spacing effect is more important to utilize as an individual so that we can better understand the information and retain it for a longer period of time. And it would stay in our memory and we can remember it further ahead in time. The spacing effect is a beneficial technique that could be used by anyone or anything to gain information more effectively to be able to memorize it for much longer. Thank you.